be healthy. And healthy is not just workouts and nutrition. Healthy is also a mindset. It's a time to decompress. It's being balanced. I think that's health. It's not, people think of me as, okay, you're gonna get me to work out like crazy. But what I really want is for people to understand that that's just a little part of your day, but you also need to do other things. I tell my clients you need to meditate, and everybody's like, what? Meditate, 2 minutes a day. Start with 1 minute, okay? But get it in a habit where you can get your, because if you're not 100% present and work with your mind, you cannot work with your body. That's the rule of thumb. So you need to be in a good place, in a good mindset to be able to, to work on the whole spectrum of health. So health is, it involves definitely exercise. It involves healthy nutrition. And when I talk about healthy nutrition, I'm really going to talk about home cooking, because there's a lot of healthy out there that it's cold, natural or low fat or low sugar, all that. But if it's not homemade, it most of the time is really not that healthy. There are some restaurants, the restaurants that are really, really healthy are usually a little bit of a higher price. So people who actually eat out most of the time don't eat that healthy. So when I talk about healthy nutrition, most of the time is home cooking. And that doesn't mean that you have to cook every single day, but you have to organize to have home cooking, homemade meals almost every day, at least 5 days a week, and then you can go out a few days. But home cooking means that you can actually cook once a week and then, eat throughout your week what you cook. So it's all about prepping. So it's exercise, it's healthy nutrition, it's a healthy mindset, and a healthy attitude. This is health. So mindset and attitude pretty much are about the same thing. But when I talk about mindset, it's kind of like clearing your mind, being in the present, and attitude is about being positive about the process, not just the end result. I get a lot of people, and I have to say I'm guilty of that, but when I promote my programs, I promote them as a weight loss because that's what people usually look for, You're not going to buy into a program that says, I'm going to help you be, like calm and do meditation. That's a different story. Most people do want to, their goal is to either lose weight or run a marathon, or that's their goal that they have. But to get there, they need to work on other things, and that's what probably, maybe I don't tell them at the beginning, but I know I need to deliver that.
Well, that follows.
Exactly, absolutely, and that is more important.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right? Because if you don't have that, you cannot get to that point. Or if you do get to that point, most likely you're JoJo or yo-yo. Right? Yeah. So these are the things that I want people to understand. It's the whole spectrum. And to be able to accommodate these things in your life, most people's excuse or reason is that they really don't have time. And many times is that they really don't have any time. But if we look and dig into their calendar or the things that they do, like you said, they have time. They just choose to allocate those blocks of time and certain other things. So if you do understand what are the things that are important to you, I think there's really shouldn't be a problem, and it's a natural flow. So it's all about being prepared and getting your life together and working on the things that are important to you. So what is important to you? I think those are the most, the first question that people should ask themselves is that what are your roles in life? What is important to you? So to find time, first you have to have certain clarity of what's important to you. And you really cannot, when I did this exercise the first time, I had like 20 roles in my life. I was a coach, I was a trainer, I was a mom, I was a teacher, I was a wife, I was a homemaker, I was a driver, I was a, like I had all these roles, And I didn't have time, and I chose to kind of like numb all of those, and then that's why I would procrastinate, because I was like so overwhelmed with all the things that I needed to do that, you know, I just chose to
Not doing anything.
not do anything, ignore them. Seriously,
Yeah.
that is true. It's just the easiest. I call that, well, people call that analysis paralysis, that when you have so much, you just kind of like numb yourself and you choose not to do anything about it. So, but when I decided to make it shorter, where I only have like 3 or 4 main roles in my life, that's when everything changed, because it brought a lot of clarity. So in my home, so I have a home role where I have to be present with them. And that relieves a lot of stress with me. So when I'm cooking, when I am taking care of the homework with my daughters, when I am, you know, talking with my husband, when I'm even watching TV with him, it's part of that one role that is to create. I am super mom. That's the way I call it, and it's actually on my calendar actually, but that's the way I want to call it. I'm super mom and super wife, and in my head, I want to be that for them. And it brings me joy when I see that I am creating a nurturing environment. So that's my outcome. I want to create a nurturing environment,
And being,
all right?
like, being in that moment, right?
And being in the moment. So my first role would be to be super mom / super wife. So it's kind of like Lois Lane and or Superman and Clark Kent kind of thing, right? So 2 personalities, but the outcome is to create a nurturing environment. Be present. Be present. And show my love. So that's my outcome. If I focus on this while I'm home, while I'm cooking dinner for my family, instead of thinking of, oh my God, I need to do this, and that, that's my outcome. That's what I want to create on that particular moment. So there's no distraction. There's no, oh, I need to be texting so at the same time. When I'm living on that role, that's who I am. So
I love that. I love that.
It's really just about being present in that moment, right?
But it's funny because even just sitting here listening to you, and I'm in my head going, okay, I'm doing like 5 things at the same time, and it's true. Then you're not in that moment. You're not experiencing everything that there is to experience in that moment, as well as what you get from it.
Correct.
You know. So
And doesn't that make you feel stressed out?
Yeah.
And sad? Because you're not delivering. You're not.
And doing a disservice.
Halfway. Everything is halfway. Like you're
and doing a disservice to myself and to my family.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Like
you know,
moment.
you need to have the role. You need to have what outcome you want to have when you are on that role, and then you also have to have some rules. All right. So the rules make your life easier because they don't only give you a lot of clarity, but they also enclose, all right, the things that you do and the things that you don't do. All right, so for example, the rule, so this is the role. And by the way, I'm going to email you guys the ebook, and I would love to get your feedback since you are a publisher.
Absolutely.
So is the role that I have, the outcome, right, and the rules. So my rules when I'm in this role is that no cell phone. Because if I'm asking my girls not to turn on their cell phone, I need to live by examples. And then also it serves me because if I'm on my phone, I just like, it's the same. Like I'm not present with them. So this is my role. When I'm at this role, I don't turn on my cell phone. I have other roles, like I do fun things together. Right? And then I am a leader when when my husband is not home. When he's there, I think he's the leader. But I think I am. I am the leader, but I don't see my girls as girls. I see them as I'm training women that are going to become ethical, moral, and what is the word that I use? women of integrity. Okay, so I'm raising these women. Right now they're girls, but I want to kind of like make sure they know that I'm leading them into the
I
light.
love that because I think that's lost nowadays. People are so caught up in doing the 5 million things at once and kind of putting the kids to the side and hoping that somewhere they threw something in there that will make the kids grow up and be ethical and whatever, as opposed to it being the focus.
And they're gonna grow. They're gonna grow anyways. But
Yeah.
who do they want to become? You always have to think about the outcome, right? And it's about who I want them to become, and that's my rule. So those are the rules. Those are very simple rules. Being present in the moment, not turning on my computer. I don't work when I'm being with my girls. So this is my role as a mom. What does this have to do with your healthy life? Well, it has to do with everything, because when I am a healthy mom that cooks and is present with my girls, I can give them health, not just for me, just for them as well.
But you're teaching them that that's important, because we go to what's important to us, and if they see that that's important to you and it's valuable and they're valuable, that's going to be more of an example.
Exactly.
And more something that's going to stay with them more than what you tell them.
Absolutely. And little things like, there's this great book, it's called The Power of Habit. I don't know if have you guys read it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. And he talks about kind of like a ripple effect that you do, like just making your bed in the morning is the one thing that can trigger a lot of healthy habits, right? For me, having dinner together as a family every night is a trigger effect. It's like, it's when we communicate, a lot of families don't do that anymore, but that's healthy. That's a healthy life, is being there. There's no TV, there's no phones, we're just sitting there. We talk about the, school, homework, teachers, and, to me, it's working. Now, this is my lifestyle. For other people, I've talked to clients that are, on the go, they just cannot do that because they have soccer, they have, so many activities at nighttime, and they really, really want to be committed to that. So what do I tell them? Well, find a time to have that connection. Maybe it cannot be at dinner time. That's what works for me. That's what I've made important. But if you cannot, if for you, sports are so important, and you have like 3 kids, and each kid has a different sport, like there's no way you can make it work. But find a time in that day where everybody's together while you're driving, turn off the radio and connect with them.
Or do breakfast.
Breakfast, exactly. Every day, and that's another healthy habit. If you start that in the morning, you have a healthy breakfast, it's going to create a ripple effect throughout your day. So when it comes to roles, what are your roles and what you want to achieve with those? So I would say 20 roles is going to be overwhelming, but do some of your roles with your work, like how would you call your role in here?
In here, partner, because she's my partner in the business. So.
Cool. All right, you're a partner of an amazing project. That's the seed where a lot of people are just going to create amazing things, like their books, their ideas,
exactly,
the workshops. It's how do you call it, like this place is a birth place for a lot of things, right?
Incubator.
Incubator, I love that. Yeah, so you are a partner of a place that is incubator for talent. So make it something that brings you a lot of joy, right? I mean, I'm sure this already brings you a lot of joy, but a lot of people, their jobs don't bring a lot of joy. So they say, well, I am a marketing executive of my company. Well, how can you make it fun? Because if you're not going to quit, or if you don't have the possibility to quit your job, you have to switch it to a point that it's something that makes you feel excited about. Are you changing lives? Are you, creating something? Are you bringing up your potential? Is there a possibility that you can do that? Like, how can you make it something that excites you and makes you super happy? So name the role and something that makes you excited. To me, super mom and super wife was bringing me joy. Like, I realized, boom, it was like, this is who I am, when I'm at home. When I'm at work, I have a different role. When I work on myself, I have a different role. Okay, so this is when we go into that one role, when you care of yourself, all right? So how would you call that role? Like, how would you call a role when you take some time to take care of yourself? And that could be taking a bath, you know, manicure and pedicure, or maybe just a haircut, exercise, something that's gonna go for a walk by the beach, something that's gonna make you feel that it's just for you, because if you don't take care of yourself, then a lot of other things can fall apart.
It's gonna work.
Right? You know, and that's when sometimes we don't take vacation because we want to be productive, and we don't realize we stop being productive when you stop taking care of ourselves. So you have to make a time to take care of yourselves. All right? So defining the role is one of the you know, the most important steps onto a healthy lifestyle, because when you have that clarity in your head, then you can move on to the next step. Can I have some tissue to erase things?
Yes.
Thank you. I forgot.
I like the idea of naming the role in that way, because it makes it less have to, and it makes it more want to.
Yes, definitely. Oh yeah, it's all about emotions. It's all about emotions. And that's sometimes why we tend to end up on Facebook for so long, because you know, it's like there's no emotion in our life, and so we escape and we try to find emotion somewhere else.
We find drama on Facebook.
Many times it's drama.
Yeah.
Many times it's a lot of drama, especially lately. So define your roles. That's step number one. So leave a little bit of space when if I send you this. There's actually, this is more like a workbook, because there's a lot of information, but there's also pages that you get to write things down, and
we need to get you to make this into an actual workbook.
Yes, definitely.
And
just
then we'd
because
love to carry it here.
Yeah, we can do that.
I know.
We can do that with you.
I would love that. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be sending that to you. I just finished it. And I'm sure there's a lot of probably editing that might need it to be done. I asked a few friends to review it, and I have to rewrite a few things, because they're like, I can tell that English isn't your first language. Like, really? Isn't that obvious? All right, so the first step is to define your roles, make them fun, all right? Make them kind of like bring you joy when you just think about it, or when you speak about them. Think about the outcome on your role, so you can be present when you're doing it, and have some rules. All right, so that's super important. You guys know the blocks of time. I'm sure you know them. The quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. You guys know those? So Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he has something that has become very, very popular on time management, and they're called the 4 quadrants. And I'm not sure this is quadrant 1. The 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. So he names this, actually, let me just get a little, so these are things that are important, but not urgent.